Morning everybody. I have not made a video in a long time and I'm not going to talk about it because unlike some keto coaches or fitness personalities on YouTube who want to bullshit for 15 minutes before they even get to a topic, I'm not like that. Two questions that I got from two new viewers. One of them was how to remove carbs from a diet, and then the other one was how many carbs am I typically eating on the days that I do eat carbs. So a self-described recovering vegan was asking me how to take carbs out of the diet. You simply start eating them further on in the day, starting sometime I'd say 4 to 6 hours after you've woken up, and have your last 2 to 3 meals being carb heavy. And then your other meals, you're not trying to load up on protein. Remember, ketogenic or low carb, high fat diets are not high in protein. You can get away with more protein if you're just eating LCHF than keto, like I've been doing. I pretty much shoot for about just under a gram of protein per pound body weight on days where I'm protein heavy. On days where I really feel like, okay, I need to avoid some onset muscle fatigue. Let's see if having another couple ounces of meat with this meal is going to make me feel a little bit better. So that answers that question. In correlation to how many carbs you're eating, just go a week or so, or two, maybe longer, on pushing your carb intake further on in the day. You don't have to nix them out altogether to begin with. But remember, as the carbs come down, the fats have to come up. So how many carbs am I eating on days that I eat carbs? That is an interesting question. I could eat anywhere from 500 as kind of a minimum, 500 grams of carbs on a carb up, and I'll spread that across 2 to 3 meals, depending on how late in the evening I start my carb up. The carb up for me and for most should really take place the last 6 to 8 hours before you go to sleep. And this goes against a lot of conventional knowledge or wisdom, or just what a lot of people get kind of hammered into their head about carb intake, but it doesn't fit the paradigm of what has actually been working for me, and what actually works for a lot of people. So as pretty much a minimum of 500, and on days where I kind of get wild and try and push the envelope, which I've done probably 3 out of my last 4 carb ups, I've really kind of pushed the envelope, and in my opinion I've tread into like cheat meal territory, because I've been carbing up with stuff like pizza, or sometimes I'm getting a you know, like a full-on meal. Like I went down to Brighton Beach and got Russian food the last time, so I was eating like mashed potatoes and stuffed cabbage and a lot of things that were mixing up fats and protein and stuff. But I've been finding that it doesn't so much have to do with how strict you are on your carb up. It's how strict you are when you get back on track and dial in the next day. And what sucks with this is the further away you go and you go into cheat meal territory on your carb up, that's going to make it way harder to come back. You're going to be way more stressed. You're going to have a lot of cravings. You're going to get super hungry sooner than you should. And I was doing stuff like stopping off at a grocery store and getting like a pint of fermented olives and a whole avocado and then a big handful of macadamia nuts, and eating all that stuff in between meals. I was eating tons of pork rinds in between meals. So eating things that are great and healthy and beneficial on a low carb, high fat diet, but just definitely taking in probably a little bit too much food. But I mean, my results are still really good. What I've been doing has really been working out to my advantage, and I've been doing this for long enough where I kind of know where to tinker with it, and I'm not going to just progressively push the envelope further and further and further. I already know what my limitations are from mistakes that I've made in days gone by. So not trying to make this video too long as usual. So you're trying to take your carbs out, start eating your carbs later in the day, and as you're rationing your carbs, up your fat. And as far as putting carbs in or doing a carb up, don't go for broke on your first time out. You really want to dial in your carbs in conjunction with your body weight and how much protein you're eating and what your protein requirements are. You should only be eating protein based off of your protein requirements. If you need guidance, if you need some coaching on the stuff, I offer coaching. I've been doing meal plans and all these sorts of one-on-ones with people. So get at me for rates on that sort of stuff. And all right, we'll be talking soon. Like, subscribe to the video, and share it. Bye.